everyone, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings. On the show today we look at a rare event at the Taj Mahal, where the public can visit the tombs of the monument's creator. We explore the Tulip Festival during Basant Panchami here in New Delhi and look at classic car events nationwide. Let's begin. India's iconic Taj Mahal saw flocks of people gather for the death anniversary of its creator. It is 369 years since Shah Jahan passed away, yet India's premier tourist spot endures many centuries later.
Countries become famous for their landmarks through historical significance, cultural importance, architectural grandeur, and sometimes natural beauty. For a country, having a world wonder can affect tourism and the economy in a big way by drawing in millions of tourists. When we think of France, images of the Eiffel Tower immediately come to mind. For Egypt, the pyramids, and Brazil, the Christ Redeemer statue. India is lucky to have one of the world's 7 wonders. With around 7 to 8 million annual visitors, the Taj Mahal is one of the country's most popular tourist spots. Located in Agra, in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, the Taj Mahal is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most recognized symbols of India. Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan built it in memory of his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal, and is widely celebrated for its exquisite architecture and stunning white marble construction. On the occasion of Shah Jahan's 369th death anniversary, people gathered by the thousands to pay tributes to the mausoleum. This event, known as Urs, allows public access to the actual graves of the royals, which is a rare occurrence. The Mughal emperor's death is commemorated annually in a 3-day event called Shah Jahan Urs, where participants carry a 1,560-meter long traditional sheet of cloth. This is a common tradition among Muslims in South Asia. The fabric covers the royals at the UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Their original graves are opened for 3 days to the public on the occasion of the death anniversary. After offering the Quranic prayers, the original graves will be closed and will be reopened next year on the same occasion.
Shah Jahan, born Mirza Shahabuddin Muhammad Khurram, ruled over much of the Indian subcontinent from 1628 to 1658 and passed away in January 1666 at the age of 74.
Starting last weekend and stretching into next week, the Tulip Festival is on in New Delhi and we are here on the ground at Shantipath to see what it's all about. Let's explore.
This year marks the second time that the 10-day New Delhi Municipal Corporation Tulip Festival takes place, and the lawns at Shantipath are crowded with visitors snapping selfies and enjoying a day out in the sun. I met someone who is a co-curator for the event.
So NDMC Tulip Festival is an annual affair. We did it last year also, and this year we are trying to make it slightly bigger. The response that we got last year was amazing, and this year, as you can see, people are flocking in. This is not just this one street, the entire NDMC area flowers are planted, and since given the weather of Delhi, tulips cannot survive for more than 10-15 days. We are expecting that by 20th of February or somewhere around that, these flowers will start vanishing away. So we have a photography contest actually. If you upload any picture on social media, use the hashtag NDMC Tulip Festival. Before 20th of February, we will be picking up one best picture every day, and at the end of it, we'll pick 3 or 4 best pictures, and there will be a small award ceremony, and they'll be awarded.
People coming here have certainly not forgotten their cameras at home. Everywhere you look, countless people take pictures, pose and smile. So, how do the visitors feel about the event? Let's get some input from the visitors.
I've come to this festival of tulips and it's really nice sunbathing with my little daughter here. She's about 8 months and I've come with her grandnannies. So you have her Nani and Dadi with us. So it's like a Galentine's on Valentine's Day.
It's very beautiful. Also, it's the beginning of the spring season. So it's a very beautiful feeling to see the flowers bloom here.
It is basically the first time we are looking at any flower festival in Delhi. So yeah, it is a very good scene, very good people around here, very happening. Also because of the Valentine's Day, I suppose there are a lot of people and a very jolly vibe here.
Tulips are my favorite flowers and I had the opportunity of growing them in my house way back in 2000 in Srinagar, Kashmir. And it is an absolute delight now to see them here in my hometown, Delhi.
There are hundreds of thousands of tulips planted here at Shantipath. As far as the eye can see, there are beautiful tulips in various stages of blooming. The colors range from white to red, orange, yellow and violet. There are many boards with information about tulips and the history of where they have come from. They mention the tulip mania that struck Turkey in the 16th century and also how they became popular beyond belief in the Netherlands, where one single tulip could be sold for the price of an entire house at the height of the Dutch tulip mania. Today, the tulip is a national symbol, synonymous with the Dutch landscape, featured on both postcards and in motifs by contemporary Dutch painters. I even managed to find a Dutch diplomat here who happened to visit the festival.
So we are here with Doya, who is from the Dutch Embassy. You can tell us a little bit more about this event. How would you find it?
It's wonderful to be here, and the first thing that I'd like to say is everybody in Delhi come to Shantipath the next coming days because it's a beautiful festival. I drive by this road every day. It's always nice and calm, and now it's so many people here enjoying all the tulips. It's the Tulip Festival. Once a year, the Netherlands and India work together and we plant hundreds of thousands of tulips together. And that is what's going on now. They're in blossom, but not too long. If it gets too hot, they're gone, so come quickly.
How do you feel being Dutch, seeing tulips in Delhi? Does it feel like your tulip diplomacy is working its charm?
It makes me feel at home. It's really beautiful to see them out blossoming here so much. It makes me feel like cheese, and and I see some images also of windmills behind. So it's really great, and also I love seeing people enjoy the flowers and the natural culture that we are sharing together.
Perfect. Thank you for your inputs.
All right.
There you have it. Try to visit this festival while the tulips are still in bloom and enjoy them during the brief window in which these colorful friendship flowers can be seen in all their glory.
Do you love the sight of a classic car cruising past you? Chances are that, like for many other people, it can make your head turn. India has in the last few weeks seen a lot of different classic car rallies nationwide. Let's take a look at some of these events.
Let's begin in the nation's capital, New Delhi. More than 100 cars participated in the event organized on the 11th of February, showcasing many luxury vintage cars. Passionate automobile enthusiasts gathered for the 57th year of this rally. India's Minister of Petroleum, Natural Gas and Housing, Hardeep Singh Puri, flagged off the rally. The event drew car owners and spectators alike who came to admire the many different models of the rare Rolls-Royce, Mercedes, Morris, and many more luxury brands of cars in pristine condition at the event. Moving on, let's take a look at a similar event in Kolkata on the 4th of February. Automobile fans flocked to this eastern metropolis to see an assortment of classic vintage cars. First lined up for an exhibition, these luxurious beauties were later flagged off for a rally, where over 40 precious old cars rolled away to promote motor heritage and culture. At the event, the car brands included Rolls-Royce, Morris, Mercedes, Rover, Austin, Ford, and Dodge.
This car is around 70 years old. Attending to the vintage car rally in Kolkata every winter is a tradition, and this may be the 4th or 5th edition. Being a part of the community and encouraging the next generation to participate is an incredible feeling.
For classic car owners, this allowed them to showcase their passion for collecting, preserving and maintaining their old automobiles, hoping to inspire younger generations to do the same. Over to Mumbai now, where hundreds of old luxury cars were displayed a few weeks back. This vintage car fiesta was held in India's financial capital on the 26th of January.
It's a great opportunity, to get together, have all the friends around with old cars, and it's a nice get-together of the old cars as well.
The meetup was organized by the Vintage and Classic Car Club of India. The exhibition aimed to preserve motoring and automobile heritage in the country.
This is a 1939 Morris. It's almost now 85 years old, and we use it for regular use. It's like a second car, so we use it regularly. So if you're using your car regularly, then generally you don't have any problem with the cars.
At this event, the cars on exhibit were from makes like Aston Martin, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Chrysler and Rolls-Royce, and there were many rare vintage cars present as well. If you enjoy classic beauties like these, attend the next event.
In the scenic hill towns of India, Tibetan Buddhists in exile ushered in the Tibetan New Year. With prayers and drumbeats, the Tuglakhang temple was alive with sounds of monks seeking the blessings for the well-being of the Dalai Lama.
In Indian hill towns like Shimla and Dharamsala, Tibetan Buddhists in exile celebrated Losar, their New Year, with elaborate rituals and processions on Saturday, February 10. In Dharamsala, exiled Tibetan Buddhist monks convened at the Tuglakhang temple to observe the Tibetan New Year with prayers and drum beats. Here, monks played sacred instruments and recited hymns for Tibetan deities as devotees prayed for the well-being and longevity of the Dalai Lama. Dharamshala, hosting the Tibetan government in exile and the Dalai Lama, has been a focal point since the Dalai Lama's flight from Tibet in 1959. Despite India's recognition of Tibet as part of China, it shelters Tibetan exiles. The Year of the Dragon begins, resonating across various Asian cultures. This year, they welcomed the Dragon Year 2151, according to the Tibetan Buddhist calendar.
Tibetan New Year
According to Buddhist philosophy, this is our Tibetan New Year celebration. We call it Losar, and it marks the beginning of the year 2151. We believe it to be the Dragon Year.
India hosts up to 100,000 Tibetan Buddhists who fled after the Dalai Lama sought refuge following an unsuccessful revolt against Chinese rule. The Dalai Lama emphasizes autonomy and preservation of Tibetan Buddhist culture, refuting claims of separatism. In China, Losar was also celebrated across Tibetan areas. In Kangding City in the Sichuan province, villagers perform various rituals to ring in the new year.
This is also the god of the door, printed by a Tibetan Buddhist temple in Kangding, representing how we are ready to ring out the old year and ring in the new.
Some villagers could be seen burning pine branches to expel evil spirits indoors and outside. and a big feast for the whole family followed.
Moving on now, let's visit one of the remotest places on Earth. Deception Island is nestled on the western Antarctic peninsula. It blends stark contrasts.
Rising steam from beaches. A snow-clad active volcano. This is the Deception Island, located in the western Antarctic peninsula. It is a piece of land around the water-filled depression in one of the few active volcanoes in the region. And since it also has a rich history, it is an exciting site for both scientists and tourists. For curious researchers and geologists, the volcano may hold clues about what life could look like on planet Mars. In 2023, researchers at NASA concluded that Mars once had a life-supporting climate, having cyclical seasons. However, an immense volcanic eruption changed the planet's atmosphere. This change, in turn, led to the appearance of oceans and rivers before they eventually evaporated.
On Mars, what we have is a planet with immense volcanic activity, and it had significant activity in the past too. But very cold conditions are also present at the same time. So on Deception Island, we have those two conditions, a volcano with all the geological processes involved, and cold conditions. But there's also life.
Many types of species are found in this ecosystem of extreme contrasts, where the temperature ranges between 70 to minus 28 degrees Celsius. Even though temperatures on Mars are far lower now, these unique conditions can help scientists answer the question, could life once exist on Mars? For enthusiastic tourists, the island's rich history and unique experiences make it an unmissable sight. Scores of tourists visit the island to see the abandoned scientific bases on it, and even an old whaling station that's now rusting in icy air. Do you know that 1994 Britain established a base here as a part of a secret wartime mission to occupy Antarctic territories?
These historical values of the island have become a tourist attraction. We also have many marine and land species present here, and you will not always get the opportunity to be inside a volcano.
This horseshoe-shaped island is also the only place in the world where ships can sail into the caldera of an active volcano. But for the researchers here, the arrival of thousands of tourists is worryingly increasing and might disturb these very special, crucial conditions on the island.
Moving on now, we bring you a whistle-stop tour of exhibitions that are both weird, unusual and quirky. From a denim sculpture exhibition in Italy to cuckoo clocks in the UK and an exhibition on the tattoos of women in Morocco. Take a look.
Welcome to the beautiful city of Florence, where an interesting exhibition captures curious visitors. At the Medici Museum, artist Afran shows a unique collection of sculptures made from denim. Francis Nathan Abiamba, called Afran, is a Cameroonian artist based in Lecco, Italy, who creates busts made from denim. The exhibition displays various pieces that recall classical art, such as David busts and the tribute of Canova's Napoleon. For him, denim is more than just fabric and carries many meanings. It's a symbol of our times.
L'opera alle mie spalle è un imperatore, no? Il semplice fatto di realizzare una figura.
The piece behind me is an emperor. The simple fact behind creating such an important figure, an emperor, is power and strength. It is a message of resilience, of positivity, because it is made of truly humble material. Denim emerged from the workplace, that is, it has a very humble origin. Therefore, transforming this material into an emperor is a very positive message.
The combination of art and fashion, ancient and contemporary, local and global, is the foundation behind Afran's stunning sculptures. The exhibition is part of the PT Imagine Uomo Fashion Trade Show and runs till the 15th of February. Let's fly to Morocco, to another fascinating exhibition that was held recently. The exhibition, titled Wise Women, featured stunning portraits of traditional Moroccan women covered in tattoos. The 12 screen-printed portraits on display were all created by Aida, a Moroccan tattoo artist living in France. For centuries in Morocco, tattoos were common among the Berber people, for both men and women. While some depicted war, some designs indicated that women were ready for marriage. Today, the practice of wearing tattoos is frowned upon by many in the country, especially when women wear them.
It still remains tabooed. Why? I don't know. It's true that it's a tradition which is circular, so in certain regions we still see women with tattoos. But in any case, when we see the result of this exhibition, we can also admire the quality of these tattoos worn by these women.
Held by the French Institute in Casablanca, the exhibition celebrated the obscure tradition of tattooing and the challenges women face to follow it even today. Meet Roman and Maz Pierkarski. Two brothers from Cheshire in the United Kingdom have collected over 750 cuckoo clocks. And this is Cuckoo Land, the museum that houses what is thought to be the world's largest collection. This special museum has a special story behind it too. In his 20s, Roman Pierkarski was given just 3 years to live. So, he dedicated what time he thought he had left to this unique hobby. His collection eventually grew into this amusing museum he maintains with his brother Maz.
That's the Great Wall of Cuckoo Clocks. Forget your Great Wall of China, that's more important to us. People come and visit us and ask if they can stay in here overnight, just listening to the ticking and the talking of all the clocks.
The two brothers are not interested in selling their prized possessions and hope to find someone to take over and maintain their cuckoo land.
That's all we have for you on the show in this week's episode of Wings. But we'll return again next weekend with another episode. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.